Yeah, this is an old version of MS Access. So here we'll be giving the job names, like, and this is school construction project. Yeah, it is basically 2007, and we can give the description of work like moving in or like fireproofing and conduct, and UOM is unit of measurements, and this yellow it will be in measurements of lot or feet, FT is feet, EA is for each measurements. So first step in new construction project is to set up job initialization. First we'll be giving the list of tasks that we need to go, and each task will be given a specific code like 212, 2112 and so on. And we'll be giving inputs like total units and horse per units, and these database automatically calculates the estimated horse and gives you the total estimated horse. And the characteristics of the job are entered, and the top part will be given detailed task. And here we will be giving the supervisor for this project and so on. Next slide. Yeah, next we will move on to the weekly time, and here there will be an option to filter or select the specific job on the top violet color box. And here the workforce is the people available for the work are engaged in the task for this week, and we'll be entering the data for each week, and each week the data will be collected, and you can make a report, summarized report at the last. After the construction or this task are defined, we will be giving the entering the weekly task into the Axis construction database. Yeah, next slide. As we know, MS Access is a product of Microsoft. So it comes, we can buy, the company can buy the Microsoft suite, Office professional suite, and they can export through Excel sheets, and it can be very useful for the company. And the task management gives you a flexible view for the construction project data, and like follows cross project task data analysis. It's like when you analyze your data set at a fixed point in the time. For example, like if you want to compare a financial position of your two companies at the same point, this can be used. And it can be it also gives you a personal performance analysis, budget calculation, and work to be completed in this week, and it can be all summarized and give you a final summarized report. Yeah, next slide. So I'll give you an idea on relational database system. It's like same like SQL you might learned in the computer department, and it's like basically gives you an specific attribute name and description on the attributes, and type that we enter, like text or numerical predefined code. For here the item code, description, work unit, crew code, and outputs are the attribute name, and here the item code is like predefined. It will be predefined one. As we discussed earlier in this concept module, the data will be organized in a series of relations or tables which are associated in the ways in the data dictionary. A relation consists of rows of data with columns containing particular attributes, like particular attributes. Here the description of the work is we have to build a 12 inch thick wall. Here the item code is 0.4.2 /66/025, and crew code is 0.23. Like here this 3 is defined as the third standard, and 0.42 is like from the item code. This is called the relation model. So the it categorizes the item code and the crew code. So here the advantage of a relational database model is the number of attributes and the rows in the each relation can be expanded as desired. So here the if you want, like in material unit cost, there will be cost of materials of concrete, aggregate, and other ingredients for the concrete. So we can give another table including all the attribute name, and it can be changed whenever we want. And this is the main advantage of relational database of relational model, and this is more flexible and highly desirable. So over to Tamil Selvi. He will be explaining some examples. Over to Tamil Selvi.
The subcontractor relation. So the table provided here depicts the problem of developing a database of possible subcontractors for construction projects. This database might be desired by the cost estimation department to identify subcontractors to ask to bid on part of the project. So in this table, the various attributes required for the list of subcontractors are subcontractor's name, contact person, address, size, and capabilities. To use this relation, a cost estimator might be interested in identifying large electrical subcontractors in the database. So we yield the response to queries only. So a query type into the DBM such as select from subcontractors where size is equals to large and electrical is equals to S. This would result in the selection of all large subcontractors performing electrical work in the subcontractors relation. More specifically, the estimator might want to find out subcontractors in a particular state. The query would be select from subcontractors where size is equals to large and electrical is equals to S and state is equals to V1. Next slide, please. The historical bridge work relation. As another simple example of a data table, consider the following relations shown in the table, which might record a historical experience with different types of bridges accumulated by a particular agency. The actual instances or rows of data in the table are hypothetical. The attributes of this relation are project number, type of bridge, location, crossing, site conditions, erection time, span, data, actual estimated cost. So here in this table, we have considered a bridge which is to be built with a span of 250 feet, located in Pittsburgh and crossing a river with limestone substrata. In initial or preliminary planning, a designer might query the database for four separate times as follows. So the first query would be select from bridge work where span is greater than 200 and span is less than 300 and where crossing is equals to river. This select operation would yield the bridge examples in the database where, which corresponds to the desired selection criteria, that is crossing is equals to river. The second query would be select from bridge work where span is greater than 200 and span is less than 300 and where site condition is equals to limestone. This yields a criteria where site condition is equals to limestone. Third query would be select from bridge work where type of bridge is equals to steel plate builder and location is equals to Pittsburgh. This will yield a criteria where the type of bridge is steel plate builder and the location is Pittsburgh. The last query would be select from bridge work where span is less than 300 and span is greater than 200 and estimated list actual cost is less than 1 lakh. This will yield the criteria where the span is between 200 and 300 and where the estimated cost is less than 1 lakh. Over to Sai.
Thank you, Tamil. Good morning, guys. I'm a Philomet Sai Shiotso. I am here to share my knowledge gained from database management system used in real life. There are n number of softwares used for database management system in the market, such as Oracle Database, MS Access, but due to the time crunch, I'll be just dealing with one particular software system called Tactile. Next slide. Tactile Software Systems was solely established in 2003. It was found in order to effectively and efficiently handle construction projects. Its product only deals with construction sector. Next slide. As shown in the screen, some of the worldwide clients of this software are Gulf Asia, Aeroleak Constructions, URC, and etc. They all use this software to complete their projects on time and within the budget quoted. Next slide. The four products developed by Tactile are Construction HR and Payroll Software, Construction Project Management Software, Construction Management Software, Contract Labor Management Software. Next slide. At first, we'll quickly go through HR and Payroll product. As it is common among all the sectors, I don't want to waste much time on this product. This product helps in providing visa and work permits, compliance with legal HR operations, final compensations, entries and exits of the employees. Next slide. Few forms and data which assist on the HR and payroll management are employee personal file. Here you see, by maintaining this database, we can actually have a headcount with the salary breakup. Hence, payment to fake employees could be avoided, which in turn reduces the loss incurred by the company due to forgeries and fraud. Next slide. This is an appraisal feedback. Here, an employee is ranked on the scale 1 to 10 based on their performance. This helps us in evaluating and recognizing the key performing employees and utilizing them in their specialization areas. And even onshore rotation can be judged based on this file, which in turn would be profitable to the company. Next slide. Now, we will look upon the project management software. Here, this is the basic flowchart how project operates from A to Z. This product emphasizes from planning till controlling phase of management in construction sector. Next slide. This product gives us versatile reports on progress of the projects, which helps us to check if we are in the right track or not. Some of the reports are job cost report. This shows information about original estimate, revised estimate, actuals incurred, and variance. Next one is project cost abstract. It shows contribution of material, labor, machinery, and overheads in the expenditure. Next one will be hindrance register. It shows nature and duration of a hindrance. For example, lockdowns, cyclones, floods, various other reasons would affect the construction process. Next one will be schedule report. It shows the progress of the plan versus actual progress. Next one will be client observation status. It shows client's observation description, action details, and follow-up details. Overdue tasks. It shows list of tasks that are outstanding. Next slide. Here we have few examples how exactly the software looks like. This is a material reconciliation file. This will help us in identifying the required quantity versus purchase quantity and the material consumed in the construction process and the balance stock left over. This will be very much useful in avoiding stock out times. and also wastage or theft of valuable materials like steel, imported chemicals, paints, etc. Next slide. Job cost top sheet. In previous slide, we have already discussed about job cost report. This is how it looks like. Next slide. Log sheet entry. This helps us register the contractors, counterparties who are the part of the project. This forms the base for the subsequent contract settlements and acts like a proof of existence. That's it from my side. Now my friend Sudarshan will take over the presentation and explain about the remaining two products offered by Tacto.
Thank you, Sai. So already Sai explained the two products. So the third product from Tactive is construction management software. So you can see from the slides, there are different modules which are from the construction management software like tendering and estimation, budget scheduling, project management, etc. So the user or client can choose any one module, or he can purchase the whole software. So this is the benefit from this side. Like they can purchase only tendering and estimation or HR and payroll. Also they can purchase whole thing. So if we see, so that is why it is designed to work independently as standalone modules as well as together. So if we see the tendering and estimations, so we can capture and manage construction project inquiries, bid submission up to tender award in tendering modules. So track all business inquiries, pre-qualification process cycle, tender receipts, site investigations, rate inquiries, tender workings, etc. from this module. From budget and scheduling, we can take construction budgeting, planning and estimation. Also, this module helps planning schedules for all the WBS activities for corresponding BOQ items with resources. We can also integrate this software with Oracle, Primavera or MS projects. So, and the project management, this was explained by Sai in the previous slides. So the procurement management, it centrally manages all materials, equipments or machinery purchases using the procurement management modules. So this is tightly integrated with payables, taxes and related legal compliances. Also the inventory management. Inventory management is also deals with the inventory items. And much more. It manages all the prices and every inventory things. So next, if we come to equipment, this module covers all process and functions related to planning, procuring and consumptions, maintaining machinery, heavy equipments for light assets, requirements, construction projects, etc. If we come to finance, finance and accounts, this module will meet all accounting requirements of construction companies with emphasis on ratios and measure specifics to the construction industry. Maintenance modules and delivering a comprehensive picture of company finance we can get from this module. So on HR and payroll, which is explained by Sai in the previous slides. So next slide. So this is the fourth product from the Tactive. It is a contract labor management software. So in this, the first module is workforce planning tool. In this module, we can we can make inquiries and proposals and work orders and job orders, deployment and logistics, attendance and invoicing. Next one. So the next module from this product is vehicle and camp management. So it is mainly deal with structures, occupancy and camp assets, agreements, vehicle trip sheets and vehicle maintenance. Next one. So the next module is PPE and inventory module. It deals with purchase request, local purchase order, receipts and invoice, quotes and comparatives, issue and stock management. So next one. The final one is integrated finance module from this product. It generally deals with the salary voucher integration, labor supply invoice, payable and receivables and general ledger. So next one. So this is the dashboard of the Tactive software. The main advantage is we can use in PC as well as app. So this is how the dashboard of the Tactive software looks. So with this slide, we are concluding our presentation. Thank you.
So team 22, you have completed totally like what is database management system. You started from the introduction and you gave some real-time examples where you dealt with the subcontractor. Also, you started with the MS Access subcontractor relationship, historical bridge work relationship, and finally, Tactile software systems. You gave a detailed explanation. Finally, with the different tools which you are people are using in real time. So it was a very good presentation. I think so much of hard work has been put for compiling all those data together. So was it time consuming?
We actually did it like in 2 days, mom. Like we segregated, we worked on different softwares and then we compiled it.
Okay, okay. Oh, each of you took a different part.
Yes, mom. And then we
Oh,
learned about the software and then we compiled it.
okay, okay. Very good, very good. And only one thing what I just wanted to tell you is you have taken screenshots of the softwares. Say example, probably your MS Access or the tactile systems which you have presented there. Uh, at the bottom of the slide, you should mention the source from which you have taken. So like people, they'll be if they want to refer, they'll go to a particular source and they'll be referring it. If it is the work done by your own self, in only that case, no need to put your source. If you're taking from the internet or from any textbooks, you have to mention the source. Only that point I just wanted to tell you. Otherwise, it was a very good presentation.
Yes,
Students,
mom.
do you have?
We had
Yeah.
these source, mom. I think we forgot to put that slide in. If you want the source details, we can actually send you.
It's okay, it's okay. Now it's fine. It's now. Like I'm just telling you in future, whenever you're presenting any image, maybe probably in your whenever you're working outside or in any university projects, do mention the source from which you take the figures. That is what. But now no need. Now as of now, it's not required. And yeah, it totally was a very good presentation. And team 23, are you ready? Yeah, you can stop your screen share. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And team 23, you can start your screen share.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Remaining students, do you have any doubt in your real-time examples related to DBMS? You can put your questions to team 22. Okay, you can start your presentation.
Sure, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thanks. So hello guys, hello ma'am, good morning. We are group 23 and today we are going to present about softwares on project planning, right? So this is the team, we are group 23. Myself, I'm Tilak Srinivas, and along with Sadargustan, Divya, Teerthraj and Tariq, we are going to present about softwares on project planning. So first I'll open the presentation for you guys. So what I'm going to cover. So these are the 4 things that I'm going to talk about in this presentation. First, what is project planning? And then we'll move on to what is the importance of project planning. And then what are the stages of project planning? And finally, how software plays a very important role in each of the stage. So before understanding about various softwares on project planning, we believe that it would be very essential to understand about project planning itself, right? So the importance of project planning, how they are created. So we'll be simultaneously explaining about project planning and how softwares plays an important role in making the project plan, right? Sounds good. All right. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So what is project planning? Now, first of all, let us understand what is planning. I'll give you an example. Now, let's say you're going for a vacation, right? So what do you guys do? You'll obviously plan for the vacation, right? So right from when are you going to when are you going to leave for the vacation? When are you going to come back? Like what are the places you're going to visit? Now, where are you going to stay? Like how much is your budget and so, right? So project planning is very, very similar to that. So project planning is a specific process construction managers use to lay out how they will manage and execute a construction project, right? So before the construction project begins,
usually construction managers sit together and they will plan about, like how they are going to design the structure, from where they are going to order the materials, like how many workers they are going to deploy, how many contractors or subcontractors is needed, and so on. So in a nutshell, construction plan lists out each and every step that will take to achieve the desired results, right? And over here, the final result, I mean, is nothing but successfully building the construction. Right? All right, so let's move on. So before like talking about what is the importance of project planning, I would like to share a powerful quote from Sun Tzu, which says every battle is won before it is fought, right? So it's very important for managers to first properly draft a plan of action in order to successfully construct the building. But why it is very important? Right? So I'm going to give you 3 important reasons to convince you why project planning is very, very important. Now, reason number 1. Now, planning helps to minimize the cost by optimum utilization of available resources. So not every time you have the resources that you need. So if there's any lack of resources, construction planning or project planning actually helps you to minimize the cost by efficiently using the available resources to the best extent. Now, reason number 2. Now, planning reduces irrational approaches, duplication of works, and interdepartmental conflicts. So if you have a plan ready for everyone, like every employees, almost everyone knows what they are doing. So which tremendously eliminates the possibility of double works and of course the conflicts with each others. Now the third important reason is planning encourages innovation and creativity among the construction managers. So like once again, since everybody knows exactly what they are doing, it gives them the additional comfort and time to actually think about the innovative ideas or creative ideas to be implemented, and thereby making the construction process much more efficient, right? And that is the importance of project planning for you. Now let's move on. So let us talk about what are the stages of project planning. So there are 4 stages of project planning. First is drafting the plan. Second is executing the plan. Third is tracking your performance. And finally, it's evaluating the project. So let us look one by one. First, let's see drafting the plan. So first you have to create the project initiation document, right? It's called PID, which basically contains information on, let's say the number of labors you need, the resources that you need, and the budget that is allocated for the project. So once we have this, like we use various processes to set concrete goals to achieve the project, right? So more about how we drafting, like how to draft a plan will be explained by my teammate Divya in the later half of the presentation. But how can a software help us in this? So software, which actually contains project management tools, as well as like accounting tools, materials tracking tool, and of course, document management tools will make us very easy to draft a plan. So here I've taken, example of Primavera, which is, a famous software used by most of the construction managers. And over to the left, you can see, there's an option called Enterprise. And in that, like, there's an option called cost accounts, right? So in cost accounts, if you see, usually the various costs involved for, various materials and labors are actually listed. So over to the right, you can see in the resources tab, there are a lot of materials that have been listed along with the cost. So if you can see, the pipe coupling usually takes $700 per year. And along with wage, like major laborers, for example, if you see there's a lot of laborers and their, hourly charge is being given the right. So documenting in the software, it makes it very easy to draft the initial plan and, get the idea of how much it will take to actually build the project. So second important step is executing the plan, right? So this is the stage where you actually start implementing the project, by assigning work to all your laborers, right? So a software with team management features that will allow you to monitor job status or, the team activity status and tracking the time will be very much helpful for executing the plan. Now let's see how. So again, we'll come back to Primavera software itself. So over to the top, you can see there is 2 tabs, My Task and Assign Task. So in the My Task, you can see the various tasks assigned to yourself, like IT 100, explore opportunity and stuff like that. And over to the right, you can see the start date and finish date has been clearly given. So you get an idea of, okay, so what I'm going to do and how much time it's going to take. And also in the assign task, you can assign tasks to other laborers of your company if they have any. So this is how softwares helps in assigning tasks to our laborers. So let's move on and go to tracking your performance. So in this stage, you actually track your performance, by gathering data on your key performance indicator. So like what is key performance indicator? So KPI is nothing, but the parameters which will define your success. So in the initial stage of the project, you choose certain amount of parameters which you define success means. Like for example, be it cost or be the duration in which you execute the project. So these are KPIs, and you have to track each and every KPI that you define. So let's see how software helps again. So softwares, which offers tracking tools such as materials management or equipment tracking, and also the team tracking option will definitely help in tracking your performance. So again, going back to Primavera, like you can see the activities tab. Over to the left, there are a lot of activities listed down. Like for example, first floor masonry structure, the second floor, slab and collar beam, and what are the expenses, like expenses as cost. Over to the right, you can see a timeline where we have mentioned the various tasks involved. Also in the color, we have mentioned whether it's done or not, along with the timeline. So you get an idea of what is it timeline of the project, how much I've completed and how much it is left to complete. So this is how you actually track your performance using various softwares. So last but not the least, we'll move to evaluating the project. So once you have completed the entire project, using the various data that you have already given to the software, you can actually discuss with your team on let's say how we can improve over the project, or what are the mistakes that have been committed in the last project, and how can we rectify it, right? So again, coming back to softwares, you can see there are a lot of variables available here. Like for example, activities, cost accounts, project expenses, resources, and so on. So let's say once you choose a variable, let's say activities. So once you click activities, there are a lot of columns opening up. So you can select as many number of columns you want. So let's say select activity ID, like activity name, activity type, the original duration that you actually need, and successor details. So once you click all the columns and the subject areas, if you go and click run and report, you'll actually get a PDF report of what are the variables that you've been choosing. So in this case, I've chosen activity name, activity type, the successor details, and the original duration, right? So you can clearly see, you get a PDF report of what are the things that have been doing the job, what are the things that you can actually improve, right? So this is how software plays a very important role in the stages of construction planning. So now I'll hand over the deck to Tariq to explain about, various project planning softwares and what are the downside.
Yeah.
Over to you, Tariq.
Thank you, Tilak. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tariq Mustahid Ubaidi, roll number 103-119-115. Now I'm going to explain some of downsides of not planning. Second, project planning softwares in a nutshell. And finally, benefits of online project planning software. Here we know planning is one of the crucial function of management. It is basic to the other functions of management. There will not be proper organization and direction without proper planning. Here some of downsides of not planning. Firstly, undervaluing your company. Second, paying too much is capital gains or taxes. Third, not playing an active role in exit process. Fourth, not being in control of what happens to your company. And finally, not being able to have the financial security you expected. Next. Next slide, please. Yeah. Project planning software in a nutshell. Project planning. Project planning software is a type of software that is used to plan, organize, and manage resource tools and develop resource estimates. It is used by project managers to ensure their plans are thorough and robust. Here, improvements happens on project at a time, but often projects fail because they are poorly planned or even completely unplanned. Next slide, please. Yeah. Benefits of online project planning softwares. Firstly, before the rise of planning software, managers would typically have to keep up with a disjoint collection of documents, Excel, spreadsheets, and so on. Savvy managers, however, make use of the tools available to them to automate what they can and streamline what they can't. Online project planning software is highly flexible and adaptable to a team's style of work. It has features that are designed to assist the team throughout their project planning process. Some of the notable benefits are here. Firstly, improvement planning and scheduling, and then better collaboration, then monitor progress, cost and resources, for the share projects plans with team and stakeholders more easily. And then fifth, effective risk mitigation, remote working, then organize and prioritize and assign tasks, then generate reports on plans, and finally enhanced productivity. Thank you, and now my friend Tirthraj will continue.
Good morning, one and all. This is Tirth Raj bearing roll number 116, and I am going to present about various types of softwares used in project management of construction companies like Gantt Pro, BIM 360, and AccuLinks. Next slide, please. So first one is Gantt Pro. Gantt Pro lets you work or creates a workspace for your team, set roles, assign tasks to team members, track project progress, and add attachments and content and comments. Gantt Pro is a SaaS software for project management based on Gantt charts. It makes your plans visually appealing and easy to understand and help to keep progress of your project. So there is best part in Gantt Pro, that is task management, auto scheduling, and team collaborations. Like any project management app, Gantt Pro helps you track the progress of projects and keep them on deadline. When you create a project, you give it a start date and end date and description at the very least. You probably also want to add milestones, tasks, subtasks, and other details. Next slide, please. So BIM 360. BIM 360 enables to effectively design, implement workable schedules, enhance communications, and resolve issues faster. It allows managers to have near absolute control over their projects. BIM 360 features include construction tracking, real-time data, manage field data, track key performance indicators, dashboards, quality, assurance, etc. So there is best part of BIM 360 is that quality assurance or quality control, construction tracking, and identifies trends and minimizes. So BIM 360 has powerful architectural design features that makes a gem for architects, engineers, or anyone focused on the planning and design of a project. So if you are looking for a start to finish construction software solution, it may not be for you. BIM 360 has a steep learning curve, but it will greatly improve your documentation once you get the hang of it. So next slide, please. Next slide, please. So AccuLinks. AccuLinks provides tools to help users manage the job history from lead to payment. AccuLinks ensures that every person in your team is connected and works in synchronization, and that all tasks are planned and well organized. People are given access to information they need, which they can reach from just about anywhere using it. So best part of AccuLinks is daily log, document management, equipment management. So it is best to for residential, commercial roofing companies, insurance, restaurants, and contractors. It is used due to comfort and familiarity. Now Divya will continue with further slides.
Thank you, Teet. I'm Divya, roll number 119, and I'll be covering how are the project plans created, its fundamentals, tools, and 7 basic steps of project planning. Next slide. So now we'll see how the project plans are created. So project planning involves defining the objectives, explaining the scope, scheduling the task, and generating the progress report. So in defining the objectives, we include what the project is comprised of, its main aim, what it tends to accomplish, and what marks its closure. And in explaining the scope, it provides a detail on what the project intends to solve and who will benefit from the project. In scheduling the task, each task is given a start date and end date and provides an estimate on how much time a job would take to complete. And finally, the document includes the work to be performed, deliverables, and intended outcome of the project. Next slide. So now let us see about the project planning fundamentals. So the project planning fundamental refers to defining the fundamentals like determination of scope, cost, and resources. The process of determining the scope, cost, and resources help estimate the time required to complete the project, the number of people needed, and the number of skill set required. Work breakdown structure helps in this process by dividing the old task into smaller manageable tasks. Next slide. Next, we have identification of problem. A variety of techniques like surveys or meetings are used to collect information to access the problems. There can be multiple problems, and then the project team selects the issue that requires the most immediate attention. Next slide. Next is the identification of stakeholders. So identification of stakeholders gives a clearer image of the real problem, specifically which function or people might be affected by the project. Stakeholders work with the project team and contributes to the project's success. Next slide. The next is definition of the project objectives. That is, a plan is made keeping in mind the various expectations of the stakeholders. The success of the project entirely depends on how much of the expectation of the project is able to meet. Next slide. Next, we will see about the project planning tools. So project planning tools help everyone concerned keep track of the project requirements and deadlines. And some of the most important project planning tools are Gantt chart. So Gantt charts are an industry standard that helps in keeping track of both time and interdependencies between the tasks. Gantt charts are also a very essential tool to show different phases, jobs, and resources involved in the project management. Next slide. So critical path method is a crucial tool for determining the progress of the project to ensure that the project is on schedule. And it also helps in determining the essential or critical path by finding the longest stretch of the dependent tasks. Next slide. The program evaluation and review technique helps in analyzing the tasks to complete the project and the time required to complete all these tasks. PERT simplifies the planning and scheduling of large complex projects. Next slide. Next slide.
Oh, it's okay.
In the work breakdown structure is a process of organizing the team's work into manageable sections, and it is in hierarchical structures of deliverables needed to complete the project. It is also an hierarchical and incremental decomposition of the project into phases, deliverables, and work packages. It is a tree structure which shows a subdivision of effort required to achieve an objective, for example, a project and a contract. Next slide. Project documentation is created during the project lifecycle, which involves the project scope, its schedule, and risk analysis. Project documents help in better understanding and the risk analysis of the project. Next slide. Now let us see about the project planning steps. So there are 7 key essential project planning steps. The first one is identifying and meeting the stakeholders. The stakeholders might include the project manager, the customer, or the team. The first step is to identify and meet the stakeholders to discuss their expectation and establish a project scope. The next is to define the scope. Project scope involves determining a list of specific project goals, deliverables, budgets, and deadlines. Project scope helps in establishing boundaries of the project and responsibilities of each team member. The next is set and prioritize objectives. The objectives are set and prioritized once the expectation of the stakeholders becomes certain. More detail to initial ideas is given, which serves as a reference point throughout the project. The next is to determine the deliverables. Deliverables are the reason why the projects are created. It is one of the most critical steps of the project planning to determine what these deliverables will be and how they will be delivered on time. The next is to create a project schedule. The project schedule outlines when different tasks of the projects are supposed to begin and end. The project schedule also helps in to measure the project progress and set up the progress reports. The next is risk analysis. Identifying risk and considering how to deal with them is an essential step in project planning. Specific steps to prevent risk from happening or limiting their impact should be considered. The next is to set the progress guidelines. There must be a communication plan to update the stakeholders regarding the project progress. This could be done monthly, weekly, or daily so that all the involved members can monitor the progress. So now my friend Satur will continue the presentation.
Thank you, Divya. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ma'am. Here onwards, I have to cover challenges of construction management software implementation and planning, and trends in construction management software, and the conclusion. Next slide, please, Tilak.
Can you make it
Challenges
little
of
faster, no?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Challenges of
Yeah.
construction management software implementation and planning. Construction management is not all benefits and perks. There are also certain risks and issues hindering the successful implementation of the software. The following are the few of the challenges construction firms can face. Contractors need more options for integrated solutions. The inefficiency of entering the same data over and over again. Software fails to help contractors analyze productivity. Issues related to data integration, difficulty in user adoption, and compliance with security standards, lack of personal having and addictive working knowledge, cost of the software, poor support from software providers, and difficulties in customizing the software. Now let's see the trends in construction management softwares. The demand for the construction project management software is on the rise now, and the global construction management software market has grown to have trends of its own. Software as a service. Cloud-based technologies are a key factor triggering the growth of the market of construction software. It's becoming a common practice to pay a monthly fee and use the software as a service instead of buying one. Besides, users often can request a demo and test drive software first. Cloud-based SaaS can offer. Second one, mobile application for construction projects. Mobile SaaS products are also growing in popularity. Smartphones can give users mobility that saves times, so highly valued in the construction industry. Mobile access to data improves collaborations and enhance productivity. So it's a good idea to give users as complete view of their project by getting a mobile app completely integrated with the software. Therefore, more and more companies are expected to develop mobile compatible software solutions. Third one, integrating with analytic software. Data is inevitably growing throughout the construction project lifecycle. Collecting and leveraging it properly can improve the quality of your future project. So, construction PM software providers pay increasingly more attention to ensuring integration with data analytic tools. Conclusion. Even though choosing a working with construction project management and planning software may be challenging, the benefits you get outweigh all the possible disadvantages. It's not the question of what construction management software is the best. Instead, you should think about which one is right for your project. Then the software of your choice will help you streamline work process, completing construction projects safely, on time and within the budget. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Team 23, the entire team. I just wanted to tell a remark here. The thing is, like, you people presented it individually, but as a whole, when it comes, can you go to the first slide? Can you go to the first slide? Is nothing but the software is on construction planning. When you are working on such a topic, first, what I felt is you have to give an introduction of what is project planning. So your individual presentations was good, and what I suggest is first you should start with Divya's part. That is, we started with the creation of a plan, defining the project objectives, and identifying the problem. That part should be shifted first. That is, Divya's portion should be first, followed by Teetraj. This work, like where he described related to the softwares, Vim 360, his GAN Pro, that should be the second part, followed by him. Tilak's presentation should be there. Are you all along with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Third part is Primavera P6, where Tilak explained it completely. That part should be the third, followed by Tariq, where he told the down steps of the construction planning. And the fifth should be the Sadur's part, where he explained the challenges and the trends in construction management softwares. Only the hierarchy of your presentation should be altered. Otherwise, it was a good presentation. And the best part in this is the portion of Divya and Tilak, where Divya presented the entire like key steps for planning. Each and every step she elaborated in detail, and Tilak's part where he explained the complete package of Primavera P6. Others' presentation also is very good, but if this might be in a particular hierarchy, it would be an awesome presentation.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So don't take it into heart. Individually, it is very good, but what I felt is there is some lack of collaboration between you people. I don't know, but it would be best if you have rearranged it. Otherwise, it was a very good presentation. Like as an audience, when we see, we started with some introduction by Tilak, followed by some P6, and again we had some down steps given by Tariq, followed by softwares from. It was like mix and match. Like we had some software, we had some theory, some software, again some theories, finally trends and challenges. That is what we felt. Otherwise, it was a good presentation.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, thank you, team 23.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah. And students, do you have any doubts in this team 23? Softwares and project planning? No, they will not have any doubt. Okay. So, yeah, if you have any doubts, you can stay. Others can leave the meeting. Reshwant, you can download the attendance sheet and you can just drop me a note.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.